Hi guys, this morning, I'm gonna do a video on Russian Cash 200 NL. So we're going to see how to beat it, how to play against the state rigs. So let's dive into the action. Pocket tens here will free bets, and pocket deuces, I'm gonna fold. King jack off here, I'll fold on open. If button open, you can free bet sometimes. And in small lines, mainly you call. So let's see. King jack off here. I'm going to call here. On this flop, should play big or check. And king jack is going to be a call against this sizing. We can raise also, but I think calling is decent. I start with the nuts on the turn. Let's see the sizing he's choosing. Okay, he thought about it a lot. I think it ends at my thought about it, or like close hand, or like strong hand that wanted to do a bigger sizing maybe. So I'm gonna raise here. I'm gonna do 15 because I don't think we'll change that much his calling range on the river. And if I can be called a bit more by this king ace jack region, even an ace if he's loose, I think it's great. And now I think the ranges he has is mainly two pair, or like he's actually mainly two pair. So I think we have a bet here. Yeah, we have a bet. I'm going to bet small here. I don't think he wants to bet big. If I do 7 and he had two pair like on the flop or on the turn, he will not fold. So I think it's a good sizing here. I thought about checking. He doesn't have that many like call that will automatically bluff. And I think people are not going to bluff any a6 here. That is like a6 of diamond. So I think this is the best move. I think most players call against this side. Okay, that's really cool also because it's not something I said. But when you do this type of sizing, sometimes you also generate some bluff raise, which is great because the bluff raise they will have will often just check back if I check. And I'm gonna jump, but I expect him to fall now, or having a jack. Actually, it's the two option. Okay, had jack 8, interesting. He tanked on the turn with jack 8. That's why like you shouldn't base your action on the timing of the opponent because sometimes it's just random and they play too much table with draw. But yeah, against his range, I think my sizing is better. You shouldn't change that much the calling range on the river when he has two pair and stuff. And if I can get more call by his jack, this type of hand, I think it's the best here. 7-4, I'm gonna fold. You can jam in these spots. If you will improve your red line. That's great. I think these are fold okay. So yeah, for us we play GG, of course, pretty tight limits. And if you don't play GG, Russian Cash 200 is it's tough to say what it's worth on other sites because it really depends on many sites and like not everybody play on the same site anyway. 10-8 here. I'm going to call in stack size. Check. Okay, on the 6. I think I'm gonna check here. I don't see that many incentives to bet. It's not that bad, but yeah, I think check is better. And now on the river, I think I have the best 10 often. I don't have that many bluffs now in this region, so I think I'm just going to bet half pots. Probably the best size here. Yeah, I'm gonna bet 2. 3 is fine also. Yeah, it's gonna be a fall often, but I don't expect them to bluff me when I check here in these spots because the region, the check region is often a6 heavy or ends are just going to check. So I don't really like the check here. And also, if you want if you want more reg back on GG, if you want to play GG or if you already play GG, you can send me a message on Discord. There might be solution. safe solutions. Ace jack off, I'm going to call. Then 5-3. I think I'm going to bet half pot here. You can free bet ace jack off pre-flop. That's okay to call. So, and on the flop, the reason why I'm going to over bet against me bets compared to theory is because I don't expect enough raise, don't expect enough call, and then my equity realization is better. So you have a lot of hands that have more incentives to bet compared to check. I check is close. Like better to bet like lower cards, but it's not that bad. I mean, you just bet. You can see any turn, any river when he check call because nobody leads the turn. So, yeah. In fourth, I'm gonna fold. 5 deuce suited. I'm going to fold a bit to lose. Queen 5 also. Jacks. I'm going to free bets. I think this guy is a streamer. I mean, of course, because he has the purple tag. I think I saw him yesterday. Streaming in Chinese. Ace jack suited here. I'm going to free bets. Come on. I hate people who thinks like 20 seconds before 4-bet. Like if he wants to 4-bet, just 4-bet. Like yeah, I don't understand why. Anyway. Gonna call this jack. It's a good size, and we fold this jack. Reduce it, I'm gonna fold. Ace queen. Okay, he called. Right now, I'm not playing GG that much anymore. I'm playing on it's called Poker. It's you can play it on the phone mainly. So what I have is you don't need to see the setup, but I have like five 5 tablets. I'm playing like this with my hand. It's actually pretty funny. Um, and they're also a bit softer, so it might even be a bit profitable. Ace queen. I'm gonna call. It's not that good, but I'm never gonna fold this hand. Still too good to fold. King jack off here. Again, I will bet here. I'll bet 2 big blind, 3 big blind. Let's say 3. Oh, I can bet big. Okay, let's do 3. Ace queen now. I'm gonna check, and if he checks back, now he can value ace 5, ace 10. I think I need to bet like 3 big blinds. Yeah, I'm gonna bet 3. Can bet a bigger 3.3. It's okay. King jack. I'm gonna fold. GG if he finds enough raise. He had ace jack. Yeah. I mean, he has more ace 10, I think, compared to ace jack. I mean, he can never not the ace 10 off. And ace jack if I bet bigger, he called, but I think it's better to target the lower region because a lot of players would just bet the turn with ace jacks. I need to focus on ace 10, this stuff. 6 I'm gonna fold. Then 3 off. And if you look at my webcam and you see me looking in this direction, it's because I have a table on my phone. I'm waiting for the table to start. That's really another another format, honestly. It's like on the computer, like you're focused on the table, you can play with a mouse, basically. And now I'm playing with the hands is different. Against the rec, I'm gonna call. I don't expect enough raise, so I leave all my trash. Especially on GG, is super profitable because now you're in a spot where it's super easy for him to. Voilà. I'm checking nine. Super easy for him to. He's gonna fold 100%. He already folded. There are too much spots where too much players just like auto check fold like the jack four off, but jack four off should be an ISO sometimes against him. So now they don't have jack four off, and if they don't have this type of range, they can just limp all the time. And limp bet will work super often. Going to check with king nine. Not sure about the line, but yeah. Thought about bluffing river because he has king ten off, king jack off, king queen off. All those combo might fold. But I have some EV in the betting line, so she should be really close. I have EV when I check, so EV of the bet should be higher than the EV of the check. I'm going to check jack five here. I'm going to see why he wants to bluff like 5x. Not jack five, but it's better to bluff 5x. Again, this 7 fold. 10 fold suited here. I will limp again if it's a fold. No, not this time. King 5 will fold. King 6 off will fold. This will fold. Wow, 1000 big line. Really is playing for a really long time. We're going to open pocket eights here. Jack off, I'm going to call. Easy check. The sizing should be bigger check now. I'm going to check with man. That's okay to bet also. Check again. I'm going to check. And now on the river, I think I'm gonna fold. Okay. I guess king queen now, I guess. No, a7. I was this the fact why I didn't bluff. I was really suspicious when the check in usually they have less I'm gonna call 8. So 8 is not that great on 10-9-3, but I expect the one for regions to be a bit weaker. So I expect less 10x. And also there are a lot of overcards like this where I can just bluff my pocket 8s against the 10. So that's why I like to play as a check call. Material, even if it's for pair. When you have backdoor straight, backdoor flush, it's not that bad. And a lot of frontouts where I can bluff, and this is typically this type of runout where I can bluff. So I'm just going to bet 12 here and try to get full by getting a fold by ace 10, queen 10, check 10. So I'm fine over calling the spots where like the equity of the range is that bet is not that strong. Yeah, I said I was a bit suspicious about the check because usually when they have a bluff, like they will at least think about bluffing on the turn when they have like such a condensed air region. So I thought it was a bit stronger, so I didn't bluff. And on the river, like the range is that calm on the river, and the check can just call you 100%. So you should be really careful on the spot because if you have a6 king queen and he starts calling king queen, then he's like he will never have like complete give up. Usually people don't do that. Don't give up. So yeah, ace 5 against Twix. Actually mix against a rack. I'll call it more. It's fine. 7-6 now. Just the fold. Big blind, small blind. And it's going to fold here. 9-6 off. I'm going to fold. King 10 off here. I will open. Russian cash is still the best format to do videos because I can do videos higher just when I don't stream. The problem is like I need to the editing takes like 1 hour minimum, so it's not the best. Just off I'm gonna fold. King 3 off I'm gonna fold too. A7 off. That's loose. Ace 8 should be the bottom, but there is like 2 racks here, so I'm going to open a bit wider. Okay, I'm gonna fold. Check fold too. I think I'm going to title the boring session because just nothing happened. Like I still lose free bet here. Shouldn't take it that much, but I'm going to take it for the video. That might work as a call if there is a whale in the big blind also. Okay, interesting. Okay, we can fold that on the flop. It's too strong. And sometimes you have like random ends that just check fold. So. And now it's a fold turn. And if as an end, usually whale is not folding an ace here, so I expect when I eat a 6 to just win the pot close to all the time. Because he will often bet I can raise and avoid like bad rivers. When I do the same strategy, I'm gonna limp. Yeah, no, he's not here anymore, and I bet my house that he will just fold. Yep. It's really funny if like one time one guy come back, like I don't know it's possible. And I'm like, oh, I need to sell my house. Anyway, king just I'm gonna fold. I can sell the house because I don't have a house. Okay, queen jack I'm going to call here. Should play. Can play b half pot. Half pot is fine. This side is okay, and the queen jack is a call again. This side. This 230 too much. You can jam this on the flop, but it's tough to really know it. In general, I will underbluff the 10x here, so I expect to have a lot of full equity when I bet the turn. And I'm gonna bet super small. In general, they don't level themselves when I bet 9 here. So I'm gonna bet small. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bet 9. I think they just fold. They never raise like these king queen region. They can call this, but they will fold it on the river. And there's a lot of rivers where I can bluff my queen jack. So I'm fine with the bet here. Fold, interesting. I look a lot like a 10 that just wants to get called by draw dead ends. Might expect a bit more fold equity. I can play standard and say like 14 and just have fold equity against the ace king region more often. Gonna be a bit safer. Stuff I'm gonna fold. Been a while I didn't stream. I'm going to come back streaming soon. So yeah, keep you posted on that. Queen jack off. I'm going to open. I would like to stream you in the like 1K and private 2K I play. But it's on air poker and it's just impossible to stream. That's fine. Oh, the other videos are coming anyway. I know I say this like it's been like months since I say this, but yeah, that will happen. King 10 off, I'm gonna fold. And Queen Jack. I know this guy. He's playing MTT. I don't know this guy at all. Okay, interesting. Ace 9 off here. To fold. Doesn't play really well here in this spot, so like it's way better to call 5 suited compared to ace 9 off. You shouldn't call that. And if I'm gonna fold. And 7 I will open. Oh, play faster. Oh. Why did it take so much time in the play? It looks like me at 5k. 10-6-4. I'm going to check back here. On the free, depends on the side. It's not because you have top pair you need to call a turn. Sure, like is really bad. They have a lot of better hands to call. If you bet too big, it's a fold. Yeah, I mean it's easy for him to take like any one diamond end, but I can bluff the diamond actually. I'm gonna call. Yeah, it's not a good call trically, but I think there are too much run out so I can bluff. So I'm fine with the line. And now he doesn't have full house, and I can have full house. Okay, he checks. I don't think the check flushes that much. Now I have too much bluff in my PC region. I can't bluff. I have too much like king queen. I mean, you can over bluff when you have a lot of bluff in your PC region, but you just need to do extremely big sizing. It's not something I want to do here. You can fold so much. Okay, I'm gonna check. Yeah, he had the king jack. And it's easy for him to overbluff. So even if theoretically it should be really close 10-7, I do believe the call is okay. Because he showed really big overbluff, but if he has like Jack 10, Queen 10, Queen Jack, actually it's always a call. What am I saying? It's always a call in the population. It's so easy for them to have all the Queen Jack, Jack 10, King 10 with diamond. It's just overtaking in general. That's why they don't have enough diamond check lines. They have more diamonds that shoot once a bet big on the turn. Queen's going to open. Okay, action maybe. Yeah. Okay, on this flop, it's not a terrible flop. It's not that good either. I guess the max sizing we should use is here 3/4. Output should be a bit better. And yeah, that's actually not that bad because it shouldn't have 6-7. But the fact that there's a lot of hands that have higher equity against the value region compared to like 8-9-4 makes that you want to use a small sizing. I'm gonna go for the 3/4. I don't think it's a big mistake. And if you raise, well, I think just the population is not going to bluff enough once they raise against my big bet. Okay, on the king, he doesn't have that many king X. I think the bet is fine, but I expect over bluff with the. I'm gonna check. I prefer the check option here. I think he has too much Queen 10, Jack 10, 10 6, 10 7 here that can just bluff the river. And now I can even get some call by like 9x. I'm gonna bet here the river. Trying to get call by 9 or 8. Don't represent that many value ends, so I like the bet here. He race doesn't have full house, actually. I don't have full house too when I check turn. Yeah. No, he fold. Okay, good fold. King 4, I'm going to open. Maybe half pot because they don't call that much. I can just reduce the sizing. Bet small, 665 should be mixed, but you can bet small. Range here is fine. And on the king, again against the pool. Once they don't call enough the turn, in theory here, I'll deviate all the time and just check. That's not a bad check, but I'll overcheck the turn spot when I have my value. And when they don't know me, of course. And now on the 8, I don't think he's calling me with worst. Actually, I'm going to. I'm going to check. I don't think he's calling with worst. Why will I value bet king 4? Yeah, he's 10. They don't call these queen is jack Eastern region, like 5x region too. So I don't want to value it. Jack's 8. That's a funny size. I would say it's strong usually. And now we have to fold, I guess. I don't know clean, and it's easy for him. Like if he has aces or fours, it's actually a good side. Like you can get called by like random Jack 9. Let me eat a set. So that was an interesting sizing by him. Queen 10 off. That's really close. I'm going to call. He opened 2x, so that's fine. Yeah. On the jack, expect a region of ace queen, ace king, a bit too. I mean, I think he will have ace queen, ace king a bit too much, so I'm going to overbet directly on the turn because I don't think he's calling ace king. So I'm going to overbluff a bit. And you should have overpairs sometimes in the checking line, like and it's like queens, kings without clubs, for example. But I don't expect players to have it that much, especially when it's like snap check. Some players have a plan in mind and they will just snap check the overpairs, but I don't think it's ponderation is not that many players. Shouldn't happen that much. See this off, I'm gonna fold. Good night, it's going to open. Aces here, I'm going to free bets. And now pocket nines. I'm going to four bet here. Unlike playing call out of position, it's not really common. I prefer this option. Aces, we can bet big, but problem with betting, I expect too many four when I bet, so I'm gonna deviate and choose the check here. We didn't check that much on such dynamic boards, but with ace is not that bad, especially when I expect an over 1 for region. And now I think they overfold when I raise. So I'm going to play a tricky line here. I'm gonna play as a call. No, I think raise is better. I think I should raise here. I wanted to play as a. I'm gonna bet 10% here. I wanted to play as a call lead because now it makes sense. Because if the 1 for region is too weak, I have the equity advantage when I call. Theoretically, it's not gonna be the exact play, but I think against the population, I call and leads, they don't fold a pair. Now I think he has a jack or like maybe pocket pair. Pocket pair will fall off on the flop, I guess. So yeah, and now with nines, I'm going to check this one. I'm gonna bluff other combos. It's not that bad, but yeah. Bit better to block tens. And now with aces, wow, it's tough to know exactly what to do against the pool. I'm gonna bet 15 here. It call by tens, maybe eights if he's loose. I don't think he will fold nine, so I'm fine. And nine with nines, I will just check here. And he snap check with king queen. Okay, we win. You can bet one blind, but yeah, I don't like it in this spot. And now I'm gonna jump, and yeah, he fold. But I don't think you're supposed to check here on the river. It's not gonna be good. Like in general, the six of first will mainly like jam on the flop or check the river. So we have to expect a bluff from like queen 10 suited. Or like 8-7 should. Did he have 8-7 on the turn? No, he didn't have 8-7. Only have 8-7 off first. It's like two combos. I don't think they call king queen. Yeah, I think I should jump. Queen jack here. I'm going to call again. That's not really a good card to call, but at this position with only 1.1 to call, I expect this hand to be a call. And I expect overall what's the English word for that? Passivity, yeah. Passivity in multi-way pots. So spots, so I'm fine. I'm gonna call against the size here. Bit too weak to raise. And then I'm gonna check. And just hope he's not barreling. Checks, interesting. Now I don't think the bluff against check that much. I block the ends that I'm probably betting, but I think I still should bet here. A bit small. Yeah, it's just not easy actually. It's a bluff this spot. I mean, I always have a pair. I don't think they bluff that much in the bet check bet line. It's just like I have one of the best combo to check because I'm just blocking the ends and probably betting. That's actually close. When I think about it after the session. Get five, so again the stack size, I'm not gonna call. King 10 also gonna fold. Then 5, I'm gonna fold. 3 off 2. And ace 10 off here, I will out call. I'm gonna call. When you play a bit deeper, you should bet a bit less this type of hands. That's fine. Especially because when you play deeper, typically you should free bet a bit less, theoretically, depending on the rake. And I expect the free bet works well because if you play a bit deeper, usually it's a bit tighter in the 4-bet region. It's just tough to play once they call post flop, but still. I free bet queens. King queen is actually not a free bet against a guy that opens 7%. Now I'm going to, unless I'm going to check. I don't have like free streets on pocket pairs, so I would like to take the value later. Ace 10, I'm gonna call, but I don't think they bluff that much. And now can I make full something when I bet? No, I think you should check here. King queen, I'm gonna check again. Yeah, I don't think the call on the turn wins, honestly. Like, the 10 is actually a good card to have because I expect most techniques of first to bet on the flop, so. Yeah, I blocked the, like, Broadway 10x fusion, but I think ace 10 is okay. And I thought about leading the turn, the river, but yeah. I'm gonna check in queen. I'll say he has pocket tens. Yeah. I should have said the suits. Should have said the suits. I knew I would have said like spade clubs. I would not be right on the spot. Typically, the tight guy is maybe not even calling 10. So I really, really, really need to do a small setting on the flop, like 3 big blinds. But when I do 3 big blinds, I can let him raise with like ace king, for example. I don't really want that. I want to realize my equity, and uh, I know that I can value bet 10s and must run out on the turn on the river. Gonna open 7 off here. 9-5, I'm gonna fold. Okay, interesting. Ah, it's Friday. Okay. We're on Friday? No, we're on Saturday. 9 juice, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just a fold. You can't do anything. Ace 5 I'm gonna fold. And King 5, fold too. Six five should be a call against tweaks, but 2.2 you can fold that. Especially with the especially with a huge rake. 7-6 here. Against a bit loose, I'm going to take it for the video, but I advise you not to take this type of hand. It's not that bad. You should have it like really, really low frequency, but just be careful. Ace queen here. I'm going to call. If you play population, if you play like 100 NL, should works way better compared to theory because the mid stakes, low stakes population like forward bluff early position against hijack, so you realize you could beat better. So the free bet is a bit better. Ace queen, I'm going to check here against the check from villain. And on the turn, don't think I should fold against the bets. I'm gonna raise because I think it's like Jack EV now. I didn't have 10-10. So I'm just going to call. Yeah, he's gonna bet the river all the time. I can't do anything. Queen 4 off against a wreck. I'm going to fold. Yeah, I know. It looks like jacks. I can call now. GG. I don't think you should do anything, honestly. Like, you might raise, it's easy for him to like bluff the delay, but yeah. I feel like it. Queen 9, I'm gonna check here. Can bet often. I like the range check strat here. If it's small, I'm going to call with Queen 9. And now I have leads on the turn. Do I have leads? I think so, yeah. So I'm gonna bet one blind here. He wants to level himself with the 5-4 off, I'm fine. Yeah, when I have king queen, I just put one blind to realize my equity, so that's actually quite fine. And now I'm going to bet small here. Trying to get called by like king eye, pocket pair. Don't raise. Just don't raise. No, he fold. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna check that. He wants to lead because now you have the equity advantage on the ace. And when I say equity advantage, it's not the only reason because you will see often if you look at the equities in the solver that when you call a c-bet, for example, on the turn, you have the equity advantage, but you don't have the nut advantage. That's why you're not leading. So it's not only the one component to like start don't betting the turn, but in this spot was okay here. Yes. Going to check this other session just to see if I did a mistake or not. pocket tens here, a bit small. Okay, on the fives, just to check now. Yeah, it's only a check. On the five, I think I'm gonna call, depending on the sizing. He checks. I would have value bet queens and jacks. 10 is really close. I think he bet the kings often. And I think with jacks, you will think about it a bit more. I'm gonna bet small. I don't expect them to bluff. Oh, when you bet small in position, so of course it's not a GTO move, but when you show me jacks, nine's cool. It's not a GTO move, right? But the reason why you're not doing it in GTO is because there is no point of reopening the action for this sizing. It's just not good in terms of EV because now you let the opponent bluff raising you, and that makes the EV of the bet lower compared to if you check and he doesn't bluff. So you can use it. Of course, it's not directly optimal, but it's completely fine in a lot of spots. That's why I advise you to do it. And in this exact spot, I think that jacks will think at least a bit more on the river. And even if it's not true, it doesn't change that much. Because first scenario, I'm right that he doesn't have jacks for fun. Then I have 100% equity close, and I can value bet because the pool is not bluff raising. I will explain why. Or the other scenario is no, he can have jacks, but he can have jacks and nines, and he can have eights and sevens, and she has like way more calls compared to ends that just he has more call that I beat compared to end that I don't beat. And the reason why things in bluff is sometimes when you want third in positions, you will bluff, but it also depends on the nature of the range. A human, psychologically, he will not bluff some ends actually. He will bluff some ends in some spots, and in some other spots he will not bluff. And in these exact spots, the psychologically it doesn't make sense to bluff ends like pocket ace can just call, or even ace queen is not really natural. It's this concept of natural. And when the bluff is not natural, I'm not saying that nobody's taking them, but like most of players like this type of bluffs, and you can recognize that. And then on your bets, they have less bluff raise with this type of hands. It means they are bluffing less and they're calling more or fold more, but it allows you to do this type of bet sizing. And the reason why I'm not betting bigger is because if you start folding this hand, now the value bet is completely terrible because you only get called by better. And my degree of certainty, I'll maybe do a video on that. The degree of certainty here was high enough for me to go for the 1/3. So when I choose a sizing, I try to ponderate the level of certainty that I have. Like I know they will call 1/3 like close to 100%, but if I don't know they will call it 1/3, the problem is I know that the 1/3 has a certain EV, but I don't know what's the EV of the big bet. And the problem is if I don't really know what's the EV of the big bet in this type of spots, I can just miss completely the EV, and the gap EV between the two options are too high. So you need to take into consideration certainty and EV gap here. Yeah. Everything to say that I bet 1/3 on the wheel. Okay, I think I'm going to close the video now. So hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want any videos. Tell me, you have my contact also in the description if you want anything. So see you next time. Bye guys.